Hey, it's Monster, one half of your dynamic hosting duo of the Nerdy Man Room Show. Proudly bringing you another Man Room short. Enjoy, and as always, please remember, viewer discretion is advised.
Let's jump over to comic news because we've got just one thing we wanted to share from comic news because I saw this and I've been reading the story and I don't have this issue yet where this happens. I actually have the two right before that, and that's when my last shipment came in. But it's everywhere. You see it everywhere you look. You can't not get the spoiler. But Ben Reilly is no longer Scarlet Spider or Spider-Man. He's now a new villain called Chasm. He has some slightly modified powers because of what happens to him in the storyline. I don't know what that is yet. I mean, I think still has all of his spider powers, but a couple others as well. And this new Venom symbiote knockoff costume that he's wearing, it looks like half Prowler, half Venom.
That's the thing right there. I mean, he looks cool. I've seen the promo picture for it. I haven't read the story leading up to it. I mean, I'm actually really behind. I have the issues, all but the last few, and thanks to our sponsor at the Zone Collectibles, Kevin, you're amazing. He sent me a text last week to tell me I had those leading up to the end, even this issue. But I've seen the promo picture. He looks really cool. I like the way he looks, but he gives that symbiote vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's a symbiote. I mean, it's something to do with chemicals in his body, and then he can't see his face, so he's like.
Throughout this story, they've been erasing his memories, and he's been seeing like Uncle Ben and Aunt May, and he can't see their face and stuff. So now apparently he's lost his own identity in this as well.
But did we destroy him enough with that bullshit with the Jackal a few years ago? Here's my thing. I'm one of the few people that liked the Clone Saga, other than the fact that it went longer than it should have, and it branched out away from the original story and went into like 75 issues. Yes. And I wasn't a fan of the fact that they made him the legit Peter Parker for a short spell there. I was never a fan of that right there because I felt like the Peter that was married to Mary Jane, that's who I grew up with. That was my Peter Parker.
Right.
So that was a little too much for me. But I've always loved the Ben Reilly character. He looks really cool. His initial concept was great. Why not? You tore him down with the Jackal. Okay, he becomes the one person he should hate more than anyone. The person that's fooled him into thinking he's someone he's not. Give him an existence he shouldn't have had. You make him, and that's okay. You explain that later, saying, well, he's got a fractured psyche because he's been killed, brought back, resurrected, by the Jackal so many times that it fractured him. Okay, I can deal with that. But we've spent the last 3 years between his solo title to becoming Spider-Man again, rebuilding Ben Reilly, just to flip the switch again and put him right back where he was. It makes no sense.
And they have no problem having 35 Spider characters. Spider-Woman, Arachne, Miles Morales, Madam Web, Spider-Gwen.
Well, that was the bullshit excuse I read the other day. It was like the editors and the writers were like, well, Peter Parker's not going nowhere. It was time for him to come back, and Miles Morales isn't going nowhere. Okay, who gives a fuck if Miles Morales is going anywhere? You got room there for another Spider-Man. I mean,
he doesn't have
make him the Scarlet Spider.
Exactly. That's where I was.
That's all he needs to be. Make him the Scarlet Spider. Give him a title. It works. Kane carried that title for 2 years.
Put him in his own city, or if you want to leave him in New York, let him and Peter team up from time to time and be like their brothers, like they were in part of the story. They treated each other and called each other brothers. Why do we have to ruin him again?
It makes no sense. That actually bothers me. Which I'll wait until I read it. But I just hate to see him as a villain, and I'm sure they'll try to redeem him again and squeeze a little more. But I got a bad feeling he's the one that died after this go around, and they're going.
Yeah.
Move on.